Hey guys, I got a great one for you here today. It's got everything in it about Waymo, Zeekr, FSD, NVIDIA's Thor, self-driving technology, just everything happening in the self-driving world and then ride-hailing, fully autonomous ride-hailing world. And so we're just going to hop right into it. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if you're a Tesla fanboy, if you're FSD fanboy, this will be a hard episode for you. Zeekr to deliver multiple EVs in 2025 with NVIDIA Thor technology, including a US model for Waymo. Okay, this is super important. We didn't know if these were going to come over, especially with the Trump tariffs coming, if it's going to potentially double the price. But Zeekr made the announcement. They're bringing it over here. And this van that we see right here, this is going to be for the Waymo ride-hailing fully autonomous service. Zeekr is building it specifically for that. On top, we have the next gen LiDAR, which they haven't released all the details about. As soon as they do, I will pass it on to you. However, we do know that this will feature NVIDIA's Thor technology. Okay, and so I do want to talk about that really quick, and I'll come down here. But first, we'll go over to the specific data on Thor Blackwell AI card chip and how that compares to Tesla's HW4. So if we read this article, it says NVIDIA goes after Tesla FSD with Thor Blackwell AI card chip and 4D autonomous driving world simulator. They have a new driving world simulator, which they call Cosmos. This is part of their Omniverse, where they're looking to replicate the entire real world. And this is nothing new. Tesla's been doing this for a while, as Google has also, Alphabet has been doing with Waymo. And basically the thing is that a lot of fanboys will tell you the data is so important, but actually it isn't. They have so much data and it isn't useful enough that they have to have simulated data. Okay, and the simulated data is just as valuable as the real world data, as it turns out. And so NVIDIA has released this Cosmos physical world simulator. Well, why have they done this? Because while Google and Tesla can afford to make their own physical world simulator, a lot of these Chinese car manufacturers, or say BMW and them, cannot. And so they can use NVIDIA's system, and it will help them to catch up with Alphabet and Tesla in the self-driving categories. But more importantly, they announced the Thor Blackwell AI card chip. And this, of course, is going directly after Tesla's hardware 4. So the chip's responsible for all the AI learning also got an upgrade as NVIDIA announced Thor, the successor to the Orin line of car processors. The Thor automotive chip is based on a newfangled Blackwell architecture, just like the new GeForce RTX 570 gaming card that NVIDIA says delivers the performance of an RTX 4090 for just $549. Side note, could you imagine if you just bought an RTX 4090 and then this happened? Oh my gosh, that would be the worst. Absolutely the worst. Thor offers 1,000 teraflops of high-performance AI computing and about 20x the AI performance of its predecessor. But what's even more important is that it's more power efficient and can reduce the overall SoC cost in a combined autonomous driving and infotainment car computer. Car makers and autonomous vehicle solution developers can decide what portion of the 1,000 teraflops of computing power they will dedicate to self-driving and what to cabin infotainment duties, including conveying a highly flexible architecture. Okay, and then of course this is the Omniverse and Cosmos. But just to give you some perspective, okay, it's said that Thor can peak at 2,000 peak on certain tasks. Understand it's made specifically for self-driving, so in some areas of self-driving the pipeline is really specific, and so it can achieve up to 2,000 teraflops, whereas with hardware 4 and Teslas, you're just using generic Cortex A72s. These are something that you might find in an Android phone. I believe Cortex A72s are in Android, right? I'm pretty sure they are. So you see that the hardware 4 in this, it actually gets 0.379 teraflops. Okay, so you're talking that NVIDIA is at 1,000 teraflops and Tesla is at 0.379. So this is on the bottom end. Okay, in this article we can see that NVIDIA, during their announcements, they announced that the NVIDIA's next-gen system-on-chip Thor achieves up to 2,000 teraflops of performance, unifies intelligent functions including automated and assisted driving, parking, driver and occupant monitoring, digital instructor cluster, infotainment, in-vehicle infotainment, and rear seat entertainment to a single architecture for greater efficiency and lower overall system costs. So why do the different numbers? Again, I explained that earlier. NVIDIA said this. You can watch the keynote. Up to 2,000 teraflops on very specific things, such as, like, I'm just going to make it up, maybe on assisted parking. There's a pipeline in Blackwell for some reason, I don't know why, that allows it to achieve up to 2,000 teraflops. But in just generic tasks, is at 1,000 teraflops, if that makes sense. Okay. And so that's why over here, this is just saying the 1,000 teraflops, because this is just kind of the general performance. But again, it doesn't matter, because on hardware 4, you're just using Qualcomm Cortex A72s. It's often used in Android phones. And actually that is an Android phone, we wouldn't be like, that's a really old architecture. And I suppose hardware 4 came out a while ago. So yeah, these are, your phone is more powerful than this. Like if you got the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite, right, which is actually faster than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, that would blow this absolutely out of the water. Okay, so 0.211 teraflops for hardware 3, 0.379 teraflops for hardware 4. We can see NVIDIA is at 1,000 teraflops of just consistent performance, and up to 2,000 on peak, streamlined performance. So that is roughly 3,000 to 6,000 times faster. So, multiple orders of magnitude faster. Okay. And of course, having the smartest possible car is going to be a big deal for self-driving, right? Obviously. The RT van. Oh, wait, sorry. One other thing I want to mention. One of these other cars, this has nothing to do with self-driving in the sense of Waymo, but Zeekr showcases 007, which just launched in China the day before, and claims a 540-mile range and a starting price of $30,000. I find this absolutely amazing. I mean, Lucid achieves like 510 miles with the Air, I believe, but it's at a much higher cost. So this almost seems too good to be true. But anyways, the new LiDAR, this is the Waymo, beautiful. I think this is absolutely beautiful for ride-hailing, fully autonomous service, and it features Blackwell NVIDIA Thor technology. And just so you know, for the Omniverse and Cosmos, this isn't really important for Waymo. They've already been doing this on their own, but now all the other car manufacturers will have a way to catch up to Tesla and to Google, though it's going to be hard for them to catch up. Okay. So now going on, what else is new? Well, in December 19, 2024, about a month ago, we had a study from the Swiss research that Waymo is safer than even the most advanced human-driven vehicles. So the study compared Waymo's liability claims to a human driver baseline, which are based on Swiss Re's data from over 500,000 claims and over 200 billion miles of exposure. It found that the Waymo driver, this would be Waymo's fully autonomous system, demonstrated better safety performance when compared to human-driven vehicles, with an 88% reduction in property damage and 92% reduction in bodily injury claims. Okay, and real numbers across 25.3 million miles, the Waymo driver was involved in just 9 property damage claims and 2 bodily injury claims. Both bodily injury claims are still open, described in the paper. For the same distance, human drivers would be expected to have 78 property damage and 26 bodily injury claims. Okay, so this is absolutely great news for Google. And I just can't wait until they get this new Thor technology in it. I mean, just how much better is it going to be? Next thing's up for Waymo. Waymo is partnering with Nihon, Katsu, and Go on their first international road trip. They're going to be going ahead and they're going to be debuting in Tokyo. Okay, so their driver is just going to be going around the streets first. Obviously, it's not going to be offering rides right away. The driver will learn and adapt to left-handed traffic. So remember that when you're over there, everything's backwards from America. And new driving nuances associated with operating one of the world's most densely populated urban environments. Our upcoming road trip to Tokyo gives us a chance to work alongside local partners, government officials, and community groups to understand the new landscape. We'll learn how Waymo can serve Tokyo's residents and become a beneficial part of the city's transportation ecosystem. And every step of the way, we'll take a rigorous approach to validating our technology's safety and performance. Okay, so the I-Pace will arrive in Tokyo in early 2025, right? Just absolutely stunning. You have Waymo heading off over to Tokyo, one of the largest cities in the world. And also December 5th, 2024, Waymo announced that it is coming to Miami. Okay, so they are again going to be bringing the electric Jaguar I-Pace to Miami Street. And then through their new fleet partnership with Move, a global leader in innovative mobility solutions, they'll work to open our doors to drivers in 2026. So this is going to be, so basically what this is that they're going to be taking the cars and driving through Miami streets in 2025. They're also going to be collaborating with Move. So Move's just going to manage the cars for them. So Move's going to be like, okay, we're going to set up the area, we're going to clean the cars, we're going to charge them, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously, that's a big part of having an autonomous ride-hailing service, right? Someone's got to manage these cars. And then in 2026, they're going to be opening doors to riders in Miami utilizing the Waymo One app. Interesting enough here, they're not partnering with Uber, which I think is a better move for Google because they don't need Uber. They already have extensive reach. You know, what they got? 7 apps that have over 1 billion users. They don't need Uber. Okay. Next thing's up. Waymo. I didn't know this. It's operating in Austin. Okay. So I knew it was going to open Austin in 2025, but apparently they actually started operating in December of 2024. So they are operating in Austin right now. Okay. Operates 24/7 across 37 square miles of Austin. Right? So if you're in Austin right now, you can get a ride enabled and you can with Waymo, and you've been able to do it since last month. And I didn't know this. I honestly thought that it was coming in 2025. So here we have Waymo. It's operating in Austin, it's operating in Phoenix, it's operating in LA, and San Francisco. Next year, it'll be released into Atlanta, Georgia. And then the year after that, we're going to have Tokyo and we'll have Miami, right? You can see here that this is covering high density, high population areas. Google is just doing a phenomenal job. And the simple fact is that Waymo has a huge advantage over everybody else. There's nobody close in the fully autonomous taxi service. Okay, self-driving, I would say, except for they're not offering self-driving, they're offering fully autonomous taxi services. So nobody else is even close. Okay, that's all I got for you. You guys have a great day.